Okay, so we're with Brian Adcock, head of the Castle Triathlon Series. We're in an unusual location today, Brian.
Yes.
Centre of London, or centre of the financial district, Canary Wharf. Pop-Up Triathlon, not something that we normally do. So can you just tell us a little bit about what it is you've been doing today?
Yeah, sure. It's an idea that we've had for about 4 years, and we managed to bring to market last year. So we did a single day here at Canary Wharf in this same square, Montgomery Square, and we had 28 teams take part. It was a great success, but we were only allowed to do it for a day because Canary Wharf were understandably a little bit unsure what it was all about and how well it would go down. So off the back of last year, we developed a good relationship with Canary Wharf, and we've just extended it to 4 days, and we've targeted getting 100 teams down here to compete for the grand final, which is tomorrow evening. So the top 5 teams in effectively what are the qualifying rounds over the 4 days then come back tomorrow evening for the grand final. So we're expecting a big crowd and teams. So at the moment the leaderboard is headed up by a hedge fund company called Adelphi. Credit Suisse, who were last year's winners, are in second place, so it's all to play for.
So you've had a lot of the city-based, or particularly Canary Wharf-based, your corporates and finance companies and solicitors and that sort of people that have been entering?
Yeah, exactly that. Basically anyone that's in an office down here, and there are a good sort of 150 blue chip firms knocking around, and they have all certainly they know about it. If they're not into the team, then we've been cajoling them hard, and pretty much everybody that entered last year has re-entered again this year, so it seems to have a certain amount of resonance. The only thing we've got as a problem this year is the weather, which I think you witnessed.
We saw about 10 minutes ago.
The squall that we had come through earlier. Luckily we didn't lose anything, but it doesn't make for a great viewing space if you're just about able to stand up. So if there was a message to be had for Canary Wharf, it's please can we come back, but in the summer rather than the late spring or early spring. That's where we are. I'm not sure.
Let's just touch on the Castle Series a bit more generally. Obviously you've been going something like 6 or 7
9 years.
9 years.
Yeah.
Is it that long?
Yeah.
I was by chance I was at your first event back in
2009.
2009.
Yeah.
And normally most triathlons start off small, but somehow you managed to start off with what was already a big event first time out. Since then you've had ups and downs and now got to a pretty established set of races. So just tell us where Castle Series is at the moment.
Sure, so as you say, we're in our 9th year. Eva started off at 1,000 people in the first year, which took us by surprise, and then has basically grown 1,000 people per year for the first 7 years, and then we're pretty much at max capacity at Eva now. But the other events, which is the most exciting thing about the business for me, is that they've all got much bigger capacity than Eva Castle. So Castle Howard, for example, on the North Lawn there, we could fit 5,000 bikes up quite easily. So we're gradually growing that. That's up to this year should be 3,000 people taking part. Chumley Castle, again, massive area, beautiful castle. You could have probably 6,000 or 7,000 bikes on the lawn area that we use for transition there. So the event in France now at the Chateau de Chantilly, that's the 3rd biggest event in France this year with 4,000 people taking part. Took us a little while to get traction in France, but I think my French has improved. The French have we do things differently over there, and they're a bit unused to how we were kind of using triathlon as our product, but they've got their head around it now. They like the Franglaise aspect of what we do, and that one seems to have taken off. So, and then the Irish one, I think, will be the 2nd biggest event in Ireland this year. Again, the Irish took a little bit of warming up, but they seem to have accepted us now. We're part of the Super Series this year, which is for their elite races. We've got the mixed relay national champs taking place at Loch Cutra. I'm hoping to get the board to have one of their board meetings in the castle, and we seem to have been kind of accepted by the Irish. So it's all going very much in the right direction. I'm looking for a new castle. We're talking to a castle up in Scotland on Loch Tay at the moment, so hopefully there'll be a new Scottish leg to announce over the winter to come into the series as part of 2018. So the future looks pretty bright for us. So I'm pleased with the way it's going.
I know one of the big growth areas for you, particularly at Eva, I'm sure probably the other ones, but at Eva in particular, you added the kids events 3 or 4 years ago, maybe longer, and they've just, I've been down there a few times. like doing commentary, and there are hundreds, if not thousands, of kids. So that really seems to be a massive growth area of something that you've really struck forward with those races.
Yeah, you know, and I think that's probably, if we were to look at what the unique selling points of what we do, it's that kind of family feel to the events, and having the kids races in the afternoon. Quite often a family will turn up, mum might race on Saturday morning, the kids will race Saturday afternoon, and then dad will race on Sunday, and they'll camp overnight. So people seem to have really bought into that, and it just gives the event a really nice atmosphere and feel to it. So yeah, we're pleased. The kids outstrip the adults in terms of growth. We're probably at 25% growth on the kids side of things, more like 10% growth with the adults. But you know, these kids will become adults in good time, and hopefully if they've had a good experience when they're 8 through 15, which are the children's age groups, then they'll come back to us when they get a bit older.
Yeah. And one of the other things that you added since you started, I think the first year, Viva, probably 3 or 4 years ago, you had the first middle distance, the gauntlet, and then you've sort of rolled that out to most, if not all of the events.
All of them, yeah.
So just tell us about
sure.
It's not the easiest thing to do, to put on a middle distance event, number of times over the workload because of the length of the event. So just
I think the half iron distance was the natural addition to our race series. We do a full iron distance at Hever in July, but in terms of the kind of the race products that we push out, it just seemed to fit nicely on top of the Olympic distance. And people seem to go up through the distances, so they'll come into triathlon and maybe start with a sprint, and they can perhaps do the sprint plus, which is kind of just a sub-Olympic distance race for us. So they'll do the Olympic, and then potentially they'll come back and do the half iron distance. But when I ask people to put their hands up at the start of the race and say, well, who's doing their first ever triathlon, quite a lot of people at the half iron distance put their hand up in the air. So I think it's become the new marathon in a lot of respects. So yeah, we've seen that growth in the half iron distances outstripped our other race distances. So yeah, very much of the moment.
What's your take on the current sort of triathlon market in the UK? If I look at it from the feedback I get, in terms of entries for the industry as a whole, I don't see that there's massive growth at the moment. There's a lot of organisers are having troubles filling races or whatever. They seem to have done, from the outside at least, probably better than the industry average. So what do you think has made the Castle Series stand out when there's lots of opportunities and lots of competition out there?
I think the venues is a big part of what we do, and people, we get an awful lot of families that come down to these events. Not always competing, but quite often they'll just come down as supporters, and we focus really hard on making sure that the spectator has a good time in the venue as well as the athlete, because I think there's far too many events out there where the spectators get a little bit forgotten, and they end up having a bit of a bad time, and then going to a triathlon doesn't become a great family outing. Whereas I think if you come to our races, then you'll definitely have a good day out, regardless of whether you're competing, whether you just come along to support somebody in your family or a friend or whatever it may be. So yeah, that's definitely a big part of what we do.
Yeah, so where's the first of your non-pop-up triathlons, your standard triathlons this year, for people to find out more if they want to go and race the first of your events in 2017?
So our first one is in Loughoutra, which is in Ireland, just near Galway, about half an hour outside of Galway, and it's on the 27th to 28th of May, so 4 weeks from this weekend, and there's still plenty of space. We've got new mixed relay format, which we're very excited about, which is hopefully something that's going to become part of the Olympics, and I'm sure you're doing other sort of pieces on that. But the Irish have made that their national championship race this year, so we're expecting teams from literally all over Ireland to come down and compete, which will be very exciting. And we're rolling that out to some of our other venues as well, Chamberlain Castle and Castle Howard. We'll have mixed relays in them as well. So yeah, please come have a look on our website. If you're a person who lives in the UK thinking of potentially going to Ireland for the half term, then please come and do your triathlon with us. Fly into Shannon, it's half an hour from the venue, and we'll look after you.
Great, well, always good to catch up, Brian. I'm sure we'll probably see you, certainly we'll hear from Castle Tri later on in the series. Good luck with the year, and hopefully you haven't been blown away by tomorrow night and the grand final, and we'll see who comes out on top in the Pop-Up Tri.
Thanks, John. Cheers, mate.
Cheers.